The CHS-200 electric locomotive, the one that revolutionized high-speed rail travel in the Soviet Union over 4 decades ago, has been restored to frontline service in Russia. The return of one of the most iconic passenger locomotives ever built for Soviet railways was marked on May 21, 2026, when the first completely modernized locomotive of the series, CHS 200-003, successfully hauled the renowned Nevsky Express between Moscow and Saint Petersburg. The decision may appear unexpected at first. The CHS 200 was developed in the 1970s, before the emergence of modern digital rail systems, advanced power electronics, and contemporary locomotive designs. However, Russian Railways has allocated substantial resources to the restoration and modernization of these historic engines, as opposed to simply replacing them. That choice reveals quite a lot about Russia's current railway priorities, industrial capabilities, and the strategic significance of preserving high-speed passenger operations on one of the country's most critical rail corridors. To understand why this matters, we need to go back to where the CHS-200 actually came from. Soviet rail authorities were searching for a locomotive capable of operating passenger trains at unprecedented speeds between Moscow and Leningrad, which is now Saint Petersburg. To meet that objective, 12 two-section electric locomotives were procured from the Škoda factory in Czechoslovakia. 2 prototypes were completed in 1974, and 10 production units followed in 1979. The locomotive was exceptional for its era. Designed for a maximum service speed of 200 kilometers per hour and a design ceiling of 220, the CHS-200 stretches approximately 33 meters in length and weighs around 156 tons. During the 1970s, very few locomotives anywhere in the world could match those specifications. And despite being manufactured in Czechoslovakia, the locomotives carried significant Soviet technology, most notably in their electronic systems, where Soviet engineers implemented solutions that were genuinely ahead of their time. Now here is the part that surprises most people who follow this story. And really, it surprised the team at Altitude Addicts too. Let's just say, it caught people off guard. The CHS-200 was one of the USSR's earliest computer-controlled locomotives. Its onboard system was built around the Electronika S5-12 microcomputer, developed domestically in the Soviet Union, at a time when a large share of the world's railways were still running on purely analog controls. The specs look almost comically small by today's standards. A 16-bit processor running around 10,000 operations per second, 256 bytes of RAM, and 4 kilobytes of ROM. But in the late 1970s, for Soviet industry, that was a meaningful technological achievement. The computer handled communication with speed sensors, automatic speed regulation systems, control interfaces, and driver displays. In essence, the CHS-200 was running a primitive form of digital train management decades before modern intelligent locomotive systems became standard. That the system was designed and built inside the Soviet Union during the 1970s is by itself a remarkable piece of industrial history. The locomotive was also fitted with advanced speed monitoring equipment, dynamic braking systems, and sophisticated safety mechanisms. It featured automatic train operation functions. Many of the concepts it introduced were later adopted in subsequent Soviet and Russian locomotive designs, so its influence extended well beyond the 12 units that were ever built. For decades, the CHS-200 was practically synonymous with high-speed travel between Russia's 2 largest cities. The Nevsky Express, one of the country's most recognized passenger services, was particularly associated with these locomotives. Then gradually, the fleet aged out. By 2024, the final active CHS-200 locomotives had completed their last runs and been placed in storage. Several had already been scrapped. Others became museum exhibits or experimental platforms. Most observers assumed the type was done, But here is the thing, and this is where the story gets genuinely interesting. Russian Railways, working through its design bureau and the Yaroslavl electric locomotive repair plant, launched a modernization program instead of a funeral. The goal was not heritage preservation in the museum sense. The goal was to produce locomotives that were fully operational and capable of meeting the demands of modern passenger service. So what drove that decision? There are several reasons, and none of them are particularly romantic. The first is capability. Even after all these years, the CHS-200 remains one of the few locomotives in Russia specifically engineered for sustained high-speed passenger operations on the Moscow-Saint Petersburg corridor. Its original engineering was remarkably durable, and its performance characteristics are still relevant for services like the Nevsky Express. The second reason is economics. Developing an entirely new high-speed locomotive platform requires enormous investment. Testing phases, certification procedures, production infrastructure. Modernizing an existing fleet with a sound structural foundation is in many cases substantially more cost-effective. Russia has deep experience doing exactly this, particularly at the Yaroslavl facility. A third factor is industrial self-sufficiency. Since the deterioration of relations with most Western countries and the imposition of sanctions, Russia has placed increasing emphasis on domestic maintenance, repair, and modernization capabilities. The CHS-200 program demonstrates that Russian industry can sustain and improve critical railway equipment without relying on foreign suppliers. Beyond that, the program keeps experienced high-speed locomotive specialists actively engaged, rather than allowing that technical knowledge to quietly disappear as older engineers retire. There is also the simple structure of Russian passenger rail services to consider. While the Sapson and other high-speed multiple units dominate the premium end, locomotive-hauled passenger trains remain a significant part of the network. The Nevsky Express depends on locomotive traction, which gives a modernized CHS-200 fleet a direct and practical application. And the Moscow-Saint Petersburg corridor, being one of the busiest and most strategically significant in the country, benefits from having additional operational flexibility in its locomotive roster. So what actually changed during the modernization? Quite a lot, even if the locomotive looks familiar from the outside. The traction motors were rebuilt using more heat-resistant insulation materials, and new wheel sets were installed. The driver's cab received an updated control console with improved ergonomics. Lighting, both interior and exterior, was replaced with energy-efficient LED systems. A sanitary module for locomotive crews was added, which matters more than it sounds on a long corridor run. Anti-slip protection systems, fire suppression equipment, climate control, and improved lighting arrangements were all upgraded. Contemporary automatic speed regulation systems replaced older components. The locomotive now integrates modern train control systems and displays for automated driving assistance. Before it returned to service, engineers carried out thorough inspections of the running gear, wheel sets, traction motors, pantographs, batteries, braking systems, and safety equipment. The result is a mechanical platform with proven Soviet-era bones running modern operational systems on top. Whether that combination is elegant or just practical probably depends on your point of view, but it works. The CHS-200's revival reflects something broader that rail operators are increasingly recognizing worldwide, that heavy industrial equipment can remain economically viable for decades when it is appropriately upgraded. The locomotive's steel structure, bogies, and main mechanical systems were originally built with significant durability margins. By replacing aged components and modernizing the electronics, Russian Railways has brought a 1970s locomotive up to the operational demands of the 21st century. There is a practical advantage to this approach that often gets overlooked. Maintenance crews, infrastructure teams, and drivers are already familiar with the platform. That means the training requirements for a modernized fleet are considerably less demanding than those for an entirely new locomotive class. This is, admittedly, not the most exciting part of the story, but it is the kind of detail that makes the economics actually work. The first locomotive to emerge from the program is CHS 200-003. Built in April 1979, it has accumulated a long operational history, multiple repairs, and numerous enhancements over the decades. Following its most recent substantial overhaul, it returned to active service in 2026, named in honor of distinguished railway worker Igor Goncharuk. Its successful run on the Nevsky Express confirmed that the modernization effort had moved from planning stages into real working service. Here at Altitude Addicts, we have been tracking this program since its early stages, and watching it cross that line from paper to platform was something worth marking. The fate of the remaining fleet tells its own story. Of the 12 locomotives originally built, only a fraction survived long enough to be considered for modernization. CHS 200-001 and -007 were disposed of after retirement. 002 was preserved as a museum exhibit. 008 served as a laboratory vehicle, though reports from 2018 suggested it may have sustained damage, leaving its future uncertain. The remaining survivors were placed in storage following their withdrawal from service in 2024. The modernization program is, in that sense, also a race against time. Every unit that can be restored represents another chapter of Soviet and Russian railway history that does not have to end yet. The CHS 200's return is not, at its core, a story about nostalgia. It is a story about extending the operational life of a platform that was built well through domestic modernization, at a moment when doing so serves multiple practical interests simultaneously. The locomotive provides Russian railways with a specific combination of operational utility, demonstrated performance, and the kind of institutional familiarity that matters in day-to-day service management. The corridor it was originally designed for still exists. The trains still need to run, and the fundamental engineering, it turns out, was good enough to make all of this possible. As Russia continues to develop future high-speed rail projects, including entirely new train sets and expanded infrastructure, the revived CHS 200 fleet operates alongside those ambitions as both a working transport asset and a physical reminder of what Soviet engineering, at its best, actually produced. That is the kind of dual role that very few pieces of rolling stock ever get to play. Designed during the Cold War, fitted with pioneering digital technology before most of the world knew what that meant for railways. Retired after nearly half a century of service, and then brought back in 2026 to once again run at speed between Moscow and Saint Petersburg. That is a journey most locomotives never take, and the kind of story that reminds Altitude Addicts and anyone paying attention to how railways actually work that durable engineering and long-term industrial planning do not always lose to the appeal of building something entirely new. We thank the people who have subscribed the channel, liked, and shared the videos. We also thank the channel members for encouraging us. Last but not least, we also thank the viewers who have hyped our videos